Hey everybody, it's Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a tag for you guys. I'm doing the rapid fire book tag. So the point of this tag is just there's a bunch of questions and you're supposed to answer them as fast as you can without overthinking way too much. So I have my phone with me that I'm going to read the questions off, and let's just get started. So number one is ebook or physical book? Definitely physical book. I have a hard time focusing if I try and read things on an ebook. A lot of the books that I've had to read for my literature class this year have been online, and it's a struggle to read them. I don't want to pay for physical textbooks for my literature class, but I would almost rather have read them in a book form. So definitely physical books. Number two, paperback or hardback? Now for this one, I'm going to say hardback, but I don't care that much. I think I prefer reading a hardback book, but I don't mind buying paperbacks either because they're a lot cheaper than hardbacks are. So it kind of depends, honestly. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. Number three, online or in-store book shopping? Definitely in-store. I didn't have a credit, well, I still don't have a credit card. I didn't have a debit card for a really long time, and I'm just now kind of figuring out that, I could shop online. That's a thing I can do. But definitely in-store. I'd much rather go and see what I'm purchasing, and I find a lot of books that I can add to my TBR pile just by browsing through bookstores. Number four, trilogies or series? I'm gonna go with trilogies. Even though I do enjoy a long series, I think trilogies work very well, and I've read quite a few trilogies, and I think I think it works good. Not to say that series don't work, but series can sometimes drag on, but An Ember in the Ashes is going to be 4 books, so that's not a trilogy, but we're just going to go with trilogies. We're going with trilogies. Number 5, heroes or villains? Definitely heroes. I am not a villain person, honestly. I know a lot of people really like villains. I am not one of them. I'm just always here for the hero, and maybe that's because my reading tastes and my critical reading skills have not developed as much. Maybe I still need to develop them, but I'm definitely here for the heroes. Not that villains are always bad, they're sometimes just misunderstood, and I understand that, but I'm just not here for the villains. Number 6, a book you want everyone to read. An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir or The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Those are 2 of my favorite books. Question 7, recommend an underrated book. I don't read a ton of underrated books, I don't think. Is An Ember in the Ashes underrated? Chaos Walking, the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. Yeah, I don't read a lot of underrated books, honestly. Recently I've read just all the books that I've been meaning to read because of BookTube, so. Number 8, the last book you finished. Let me grab it. I just finished Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. I actually did not like this as much as I was hoping to, but it was also very gripping and very, kept you hooked. You wanted to know what was happening next, but I didn't really enjoy it at the same time. So, yeah. Number 9, the last book you bought. I think the last book I bought, I think it was The City of Brass by S.A. Chakrabarty. I am so sorry, I totally butchered that last name, but this was in my December Book of the Month Club book, so I think that was technically the last book that I bought. Number 10, weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? Probably just the floor, you just flop it open. My mom used to put our books in book jail if we did that, because I used to, if I was reading a book, I used to just put it on the floor like this or put it on a desk like this, and it's really bad for the books because it can break the spine. And so my mom, if she found our book doing that, she would literally put it in book jail. So she'd put it on a high shelf on the bookshelf, and we wouldn't be able to have it for 3 days or maybe not 3 days, maybe a day or 2, but I remember that, so I've stopped doing that. Otherwise, I've used my phone. I just shove it in my book really quick. But I have so many bookmarks and I use bookmarks all the time that like I usually just use a bookmark. Number 11, used books. Yes or no? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. This past summer I bought a ton of books from like Savers and Goodwill. Like used books are definitely always a yes. Plus they're usually in at least decent condition, and they're always a lot cheaper than new books. So definitely used books. Number 12, top 3 favorite genres. Fantasy, historical fiction, YA? Is that a genre I can choose? Or sci-fi. So we'll go with fantasy, historical fiction, and sci-fi. I haven't read a ton of sci-fi books. Honestly, I've mostly read YA sci-fi books, but I've liked what I've read so far of sci-fi, and I'm interested in reading more sci-fi, possibly looking into adult sci-fi. I don't know. 13, borrow or buy? Both. I've bought a lot more this year than I have in the past years, but I use the library all the time and I borrow books from my friends, and so definitely both. Number 14, characters or plot? I'm going to go with characters. I think that a plot is important, but I also would like to connect with the characters more. Like, a good example of this is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. There really isn't a huge plot that happens, but the characters were super relatable, and so I really enjoyed this book because of that. So definitely characters, although plot is also important to me. Number 15, long or short books? Long. I'm going to go with long. Even though they can be very intimidating, and I enjoy short books, I like having more content. Number 16, long or short chapters. For this one, I'm going to go with short, because then you feel like you've accomplished a lot more. In some of the Maximum Ride books, there are chapters that are only like a page or two, so you feel like you've accomplished a lot when you're on chapter like 67, even though you may be only like 150 pages into the book. You still feel like you've accomplished something. 17, name the first 3 books you think of: An Ember in the Ashes, The Turtles All the Way Down, and Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment, because I was just talking about all 3 of those. That was weird. I think we're on 18 now. Name the, books that make you laugh or cry? Cry. I really like books that make me laugh, but books that emotionally pack a punch are also a lot more interesting, I'd say, sometimes. And, I mean, not that crying is good, but it's also good when I cry because of a book, if that makes sense. Our world or fictional worlds? Definitely fictional. I mean, contemporaries are not always bad, but I often read to escape, and so I definitely like going to fantasy worlds or fictional worlds in general to get away from my world. Audiobooks, yes or no? Definitely yes. I have not listened to as many in my life, but they are definitely a useful tool, and I enjoy listening to them. I find it hard sometimes to listen to a new book on audiobook. I'm better at just reading it physically than listening to it even, but I enjoy rereading books as audiobooks, actually. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Probably, yes. I think we all do this, honestly, just because we're human and covers are very important. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? Book to movie. I haven't seen a lot of book to TV adaptations, honestly, and I really like a lot of book to movie adaptations. Is this crooked? I just realized this might be crooked. I think that's good. I'm so sorry. Last question. Of course, I fixed my camera right before the last question. Last question is series or standalones? Definitely series. Definitely series. Not that standalones are bad, and I enjoy a good standalone, but I always want like more of the characters and the storyline, and always series. So that was the rapid fire book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye!